just gonna take a little break, sit here on this bench. What a nice day, what a beautiful day. Oh, hello there. Who are you?
Hey, Maestro.
Oh, nice to meet you, Maestro.
Wanna hear a song?
Kind of chilling here, but I guess I can listen to some music.
Okay, here goes. The glue is
stop.
for you.
It's terrible. I can't
the
listen to that anymore.
the glue
Please
is
stop.
for you.
Why I can't
I've
get
got
up?
the glue.
I'm stuck.
You've got the
What's this
glue
on the
too.
chair?
The
I'm glued to the chair.
glue is for you.
If you would like to support the channel, I would suggest you to check out the secret sandwich.xyz. It's the secret sandwich NFT project. You can come here, you can mint an NFT, or you can come and check out your NFTs. Okay, so let's get back to it. Hello, welcome to Caesar's Snacks Sandwich. Today I'm going to be taking a quick look at beethoven-x maturity adjusted voting power. Beats, rewards, these are relics here. Now there is an excellent article right here, and I will link to this in the description as well as in the tweet. And basically I would say you could read this, and then as you go through this, you'll be linked to a lot more articles inside that are deeper, like this one, that kind of get into a lot of the really, fine points and so forth. But this article in itself isn't enough to read to get a good understanding. I do have a flowchart for you, so I'm going to go through the flowchart and kind of explain how does this thing work and what are the things that happen inside here for you. Okay, so let's swing over to that flowchart now. Okay, so here we are on the flowchart. We have dollar bill, and he's going to use this maBeets, or he's going to get into this system. But in order to understand the system, maybe I figure I should talk a little bit about the history of MasterChef and so forth, okay? So the first thing Dollar Bill has is he has some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, and he wants to provide liquidity to those, okay? So he provides them to some liquidity pool on some AMM, some DEX, right? And he gets back liquidity pool tokens as a share token for his position. Now, the reason why he wants to do this is because he will get trading fees, and trading fees make him happy, right? However, there is impermanent loss inside here. If you want to know more about impermanent loss, you're going to have to dig deeper. This is not the place for me to explain it, but basically it's loss because maybe one token goes up and the other token goes down, and you lose some to the tokens if you had just held it instead. If you just held this token and it went up, then you would gain more monetary value than because the other one kind of drags it down inside the liquidity pool. That's a very simple explanation. There's a lot more complexity to that, but that's the idea. So the great thing is trading fees, but the problem is there's impermanent loss inside these pools. So Chef Nomi came out with this idea to reward people with tokens, governance tokens, for providing liquidity to kind of offset this impermanent loss, to kind of give the idea that, well, because you're getting permanent loss, we're going to give you another token that's going to reward you. Okay. Now, how much tokens you get is based on the size. So the more LPs you put inside here, the bigger you are of the share of this, the more of the rewards you get. Because the rewards are constant. Let's say there's 10,000 sushi tokens in this pool waiting for people. The bigger the people who have the bigger portion of it get, the higher size of those rewards. Now, this was found to be not great. It's not sticky. These sushi tokens were just basically constantly sold because this guy here, all he wants is ETH and Bitcoin, right? So he's just going to sell these sushi tokens to get more ETH and Bitcoin. And then you have yield aggregators come along and they sell it for you, right? So that's kind of the situation that he created. It's super innovative. It changed DeFi forever, but that's basically what happened, okay? So along came Curve. Curve's idea, like when they started to do basically tokens that had that weren't stable swap tokens, they also had the same kind of system where you could add these tokens, but you could also add more than 2 tokens. So like Sushi Swap and Uniswap, you can only add 2 tokens, but on Curve you can add several tokens as well. Okay, so you could still do 2 tokens, but you could do 3 tokens or 4 tokens and so forth, as well as stable swap as well. But so let's stick with just saying that they're not all stable coins. They are these variable assets, and you stick them inside and you earn CRV in the same manner. But they wanted to figure out a way to to stop the selling of this CRV in some way. So they came up with this idea called the VE locking mechanism, where you lock your VE tokens for some period of time and you get boosted rewards. So usually the case is a 4-year lock. So you have to, your rewards that you get, you lock them up and then you get more rewards for your position. So this position inside here will earn boosted rewards, okay? So that's kind of what Curve did, but people, some people don't like the idea that they have to lock up their tokens, and the maximum lock is 4 years. You don't have to lock it for 4 years, but if you don't lock it for 4 years, then you don't get the boosted rewards as much. Your boost is dependent on your lock mechanism, and it decays. Your boost decays as your lock starts to unlock, okay? So this is kind of the Curve model and what the VE curve. Now, this VE locking mechanism, you will see it all over DeFi. So this is something that you should really understand. Moving on to this new system of beethoven-x, okay? So here we have beethoven-x, and they worked with ByteMasons to design this thing called the Reliquary, or to make these relics, okay? So same idea, you take your LP token, you stake it in Beats, right? And they mint you an NFT, okay? And that NFT represents your position. Now this NFT for this specific pool is not live right now, but I assume that beethoven-x is going to change all of their reward systems to these relics, but I think maybe they are testing in prod, or they're doing it in a phase system where they're going to first do their token and then they're going to do all of the gauges, all of the pools, all of the LPs will become this system. So let's explain the system assuming that it's live now. So he takes his 3 tokens and he puts it into beethoven-x, right? And they mint him an NFT to represent his position. So now he has an NFT position as well, okay? So his tokens are inside the gauge, earning Beats rewards, but he has an NFT. So this NFT is very special, okay? So whenever they create this NFT, or whenever they create this specific gauge or this pool or this, they say, oh, this one here, they can set a curve or a line to basically give it rewards based on the time. So if we look at it this way, the longer you hold, the more rewards. So if let's say day 1, you put your tokens inside here, they mint you this NFT. On day 1, you get a tiny bit of rewards. And then on week 2, you get more rewards. On week 2, you get more rewards. So, but you can change the curve as if you are going to use this idea for your protocol. So beethoven-x can decide on how they want the curve to be designed. It can be linear, so every week you get more and more and more and more, or it can be exponential, so every week you get more plus a bit, an exponential curve here. Now, the benefit of this is the longer you hold your tokens in there, the more rewards you get. As opposed to locking things up, forcing people to lock, they can also exit anytime. So this is very interesting. So you got to think of it as a little bit different. Like Dollar Bill can pull his LPs out of Nomi's MasterChef anytime. Dollar Bill can pull his LPs out of Curve anytime, but he can't get his CRV if he's locked them. In this case, if you take your LP tokens, put it into beethoven-x, get this relic, right? Then you can still pull it out at any time. However, the longer you leave it in there, the more rewards you'll get based on the curve for that specific pool, right? Okay, so let's moving on to actually the thing that is live, and that is their voting power. So they've decided to use this mechanism first for their voting power system, okay? So as you're gaining these Beats rewards, right? Well, you could sell them as many people do, right? Or you can add them to this FBeat system. So the one thing that makes this special, beethoven-x special, is that they don't ask you to just lock tokens or stick tokens or stake tokens, right? They ask you to make LPs with your tokens. So Beats Fantom, right? And the benefit of this is then you are deepening the liquidity of the Beats token by participating in governance, right? So you create this LP token. Now it's all done automatically in the front end, so you don't have to do it manually, but this is what's happening underneath. Is you take your Beats tokens, you create an LP token, so a little bit of Fantom. It's actually an 80-20 pool, so 20% Fantom, 80% beats, okay? And that's a benefit of the balancer system. And then you take the LP token and you kind of stake it for F beats. Now this was the old system. Now in the old system, once you hold F beats, then you start earning extra beats rewards on your F beats. But instead of trying to like dismantle this system, they're just taking this token and using it to mint NFTs. So these relics, right? And now these relics follow a curve that they've designed that, as you can see, is quite different than the ones below here. It kind of goes on the first couple weeks. It's an 11-week long curve, right? And as on the first couple of weeks, your boost is quite fast. And then it kind of tapers off a little bit slowly, and then it goes fast again. Okay, so there's a period in this time here where you don't get a lot of extra boost for holding, and this is kind of the time where you can be encouraged to maybe sell this NFT on an open marketplace, because soon you will be going up into this range up here. Okay, now again, so they're using the same curve for voting power as boosted or rewards. So this LP or this is kind of the same as him putting this here and getting beats tokens, right? So this LP or this F beats does have beats rewards when it's in these relics, but it follows the curve, okay? So the longer you hold it, the more you will get. Now, if you think of it before, when it was just F beats, it was like a straight line across. So day one, you're getting all of the rewards. And so now basically what it's doing is the new people give up their rewards for the people who've been in here a long time, okay? So that's kind of pretty much covers how this thing works. And now the last thing I want to talk about is the little extra pizzazz that they've added to this. This is not quite necessary in regards to like monetary considerations, but maybe in regards to NFTs and collectability, this is pretty interesting, okay? So like I said, this curve is 11-week curve. And once it gets to week 11, then you're at 100% voting power, 100% boost, and you just continue to be at 100% forever, okay? So there are 11 weeks of maturity, right? And each week your NFT can be upgraded, or what they call leveled up, okay? And these NFTs evolve into a new picture. And you can see all this on the front end. If you go to the front end and you build one, you will start with this NFT, and then in the next week, you'll be able to upgrade it to this NFT. And that's pretty cool, okay? Now, the last thing that's kind of cool, it's good and it's kind of not good. And that is, if you don't actually upgrade these because you don't spend the gas, they will auto level them up for you. However, they have a 3-day delay on these leveling up of these NFTs. So it's best if you do go there every week. It's ideal, and spend a little bit of gas to just level it up, and you won't get this 3-day delay on your NFT leveling up. Okay, so it pretty much covers it for today. I hope this has been interesting, and like I said, go and read those. Go and read that article that I'll link to at the bottom. It will give you a much better understanding of things. And then, of course, go read those other articles to get deeper into the math, and then obviously join their community and ask questions and so forth. So I hope this has been useful and interesting. I really like this idea. I think it's great that they innovated and stuff, and they just didn't go with the VE locking mechanism. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.